What's going on, my PT peeps? I'm a Walking Dead family. Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9. Daryl, Beta, are they the same? Now, before I get into it, I know some people are going to be like, no way, they're not the same. Daryl's not like Beta. Beta's terrible. Relax, it's a discussion. But obviously, spoiler warning, if you're worried about spoilers for the show, the comics, all that stuff, just stop watching. Again, spoiler warning. And I'm very excited to see Beta. I think it's the most important whisper in my eyes is Beta. Alpha's huge, she's the leader, of course, but Beta is just a presence. Ryan Hurst is Beta. I loved him on Sons of Anarchy, and I'm excited for Beta to be a big part on the show. We'll see him in Season 9, Episode 12, and hopefully we'll see him on the show for a long, long time. Into Season 10, I want to see some big comic stuff. Beta fighting Negan, Beta fighting Daryl, which I wish Beta was fighting Jesus. We'll see if Beta gets killed off like he does in the comic, but you know, there's going to be differences on the show and the comic, and there's already differences because Jesus is gone. And I really want to see the awesome scene from the comics where Beta's walking down, Father Gabriel's hanging there from the water tower ladder, and Beta just comes in and slices him open. Now, it doesn't have to be Father Gabriel, it can be somebody else, but I want to see that happen on the show. Now, Alpha is clearly the leader of the Whispers, just like Rick was the leader of everybody else. Now, it's Michonne at Alexandria and the communities are broken up, and that's a big difference, but Alpha is clearly the leader of the Whispers, and Rick was the leader of the group. Initially, it was Rick and Shane, and that's what I kind of saw initially, as Rick was the leader, Shane was fighting for leadership, but Beta was taking care of Alpha there, Shane took care of Rick, and then ultimately Shane went crazy, and then Rick killed him off, but Rick basically turned into Shane, and you saw that at Alexandria and just how Rick took over things and just how it was very similar to what Shane's story arc was, even though Shane was just in 2 seasons. That's come and gone a long way, but you could see characters turn into different characters for sure. Rick kind of turned crazy for a little bit, and then Michonne knocked some sense into him, literally, and then Alexandria was led by Deanna and Rick, and then Rick, now it's led by Michonne. And also on that same note, do you see some similarities with Negan and Rick? Yes, they were 2 leaders of the Sanctuary and Alexandria, and we talked a whole discussion about that in Season 7, and some people are like, you're crazy, there's no way, Rick wouldn't do this, and Rick wouldn't do that, but it's just an interesting discussion. If you want to see more about that, check out the video there with Rick and Negan similarities. Well, then Daryl came along, and Daryl was a different character. Daryl was not Rick's right-hand man initially, but he grew into that. And Daryl is a big part of the series, and I love Daryl Dixon on the show, and I think he's a great part of the show, and hopefully he's around for a long, long time as well. But clearly, in Season 6, and 7, and 8, and a little bit of 9, Daryl was the right-hand man, second in command to Rick. So if Rick's the leader, the second in command is Daryl, right? Maybe you could say Carol or Michonne, but to me, it's Daryl. So you got Alpha and Rick, Beta and Daryl. Number 1 and number 2, so that's clearly a connection there too. But Daryl makes some hastily decisions. He makes some bad decisions. And if you look at Daryl's outfit there, he's got a vest on. Beta wears a vest. He's got some ties around his leg with some shoelaces. So does Beta. We'll hide that in a second. But besides the number 1 and number 2 and the leader and the second in command, that's just pretty obvious. And I love the dynamic that we had with Rick and Daryl, and we're never going to get that again because Rick's gone. He's not going to be on the show anymore. But let's get back on topic. The Whisperers are here. We got Lydia, Alpha, and Beta. And it's funny that Daryl is connected with these characters, or going to be connected with these characters this season. So that's pretty interesting. But you got Lydia, Alpha, and Beta. And if you look at Beta right here that we'll see in Season 9, Episode 12, look at Beta's legs. He's got shoestrings or ropes, or I guess it's just shoelaces, around his pant legs. Beta wears a trench coat with a vest and a red scarf. So he's kind of a mixture of Daryl, Jesus, Negan with the red scarf. He's got long hair. Well, the Whisperer mask has long hair. I think Beta actually has short hair. But if you look at Daryl, he's got the same kind of look with the pants and the shoelaces around his pants. He wears a vest. He's got long hair. He doesn't really have much facial hair like Beta does. He's got a little scruff there, but you know, it's not long facial hair. So we got some similar look. Second in command, Beta. Second in command, Daryl. And I can't wait to see here. We're going to actually see Beta skin a walker and make a new Whisperer mask. Potentially for Lydia. I can't wait to see. And I'm excited for episode 912. From our anonymous source, our awesome anonymous source, 912 sounds very cool. Also, the knives that Daryl has look pretty similar to the comic blades that Beta has. And yes, I know Beta has giant machetes or longer knives, hunting knives or whatever, but it's kind of similar, right? We never saw Daryl have two knives like this before this season. He's got them this season. And wait, they're going to fight each other. So that should be pretty awesome. Beta fighting Daryl, and part of me wishes it was Jesus fighting Beta, but that can't happen. As we know, Jesus got killed off. But Beta's going to fight Daryl. When in doubt, give it to Daryl. So we're going to see the two number 2s fighting, even though Daryl is kind of basically a number 1 now. I guess he's behind Tara at Hilltop, and Alexandria is run by Michonne, so I guess he's still a number 2. But what do you think? Is Daryl a number 2 or a number 1? And you can look in the comics or look at the toys, but I just saw this great picture of the toys of Beta. Look at the knives right there. Yes, they're longer, of course, obviously, but I have yet to see Beta have his knives. Is he going to get those from Daryl? And if you look closely at the knives right there, yes, they're longer, but you can see the finger holes and the handles. Boom, right there. What's Daryl have on his? Looks pretty similar, right? They're smaller, but he's got the little finger holes, the handles, and it looks pretty similar to me. Now, does Daryl lose his knives to Beta? We have to wait and see, but there's some similarities again. And it's pretty interesting that Daryl is connected with Lydia, Alpha, and soon to be Beta, because they're going to fight each other, right? So there's going to be a confrontation between Beta and Daryl. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen, but we got to get some other people in the mix. Daryl's already talking with Lydia. He met Alpha, and soon to fight Beta. You know? I want to see Carol interact with Alpha. I don't want to see Daryl have all the awesome parts with the Whisperers and going forward. I mean, you still got Carol, Michonne for season 10. Even though we're running out of characters, we have to see who's going to interact with Alpha, Beta, and I don't want it to just be Daryl. It could be the big three. It could be Carol, Daryl, and Michonne, which will probably be, but I can't wait to see how it goes down. But what do you think, guys? I see Alpha is number 1 and Beta is number 2. Obviously, that's how it goes. Alpha, then Beta. So if Rick was Alpha, Daryl would be Beta, right? Even though Rick's not around. So what do you think of that, guys? It's just an interesting topic, a discussion topic. There's no right or wrong answers. And I know there's going to be some people like, there's no way that Daryl is similar with Beta. And there's people that just dislike all my videos for no reason. They don't even finish the videos. They just dislike them. And they just hate. And they just type mean, rude comments. No support whatsoever. And I just thought this topic was interesting. Some similarities between the two characters. And we'll see what happens this season. We got to, 5 more episodes, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. We'll see how it goes down for the final episodes of season 9 into season 10, and I'm excited. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that subscribe button. Become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.